Good morning. Everybody's doing well, I hope. Friday, good Friday. Very good Friday to all of you. So, a lot of things going on regarding this principle. And this takes us to the start of the gain willing cooperation principles. The first 9 principles are really the foundation of human relations and making people want to like you. And now we get into some of the gain willing cooperation where you really start interacting with other people. And the first principle of that section is principle number 10, which is the only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. And what an incredible principle, really, an incredible principle. I've not been really good at this in my lifetime. I was one of those individuals that, I accepted every argument I was invited to. And if I wasn't invited to one, I would probably start a couple myself. And it just didn't get me anywhere. It really got you no place. And I think back of some of the most pivotal things that have happened in my business career, and a lot of times the negative ones started with an argument. So, those are things. There's some great stories too about Abe Lincoln writing nasty letters and then putting them in a drawer, and his wife taking them and getting rid of them or whatever she did with them so they never got sent. He wouldn't succeed too well, I would think, in a day of emails. I'll give you an example. Like last night, I had written an email to somebody and then I didn't send it. It was just a draft. And then I sat down and I looked at it and I took some things out of it. Maybe some things were a little too inflammatory. So it's really want to avoid that argument. And I have not been good at this. I have not been the best person. About a year ago, I found the book Emotional Intelligence 2.0, and I started reading it. And I've read it like 3 or 4 times. Well, I have to tell you the truth. I listened to it on Audible. So I've listened to it 3 or 4 times. And I'm going through it a 5th time right now. And it's helped me immensely. It helped me a lot. Yet I still have that urge to want to argue at times. And it really doesn't do any good. It really doesn't do any good when you argue with other people. I'll give you an example of this. When I was in high school, I was a pretty skinny, little, scrawny guy. I think my senior year in high school, I was like 5'8", 125, 130 pounds at the beginning of my senior year. So I was a little guy. And there was a bully that used to pick on me a lot. He picked on me a whole lot. And I just never, I could never face up to him. I could never, push him away. 1982, a friend of mine that worked for Ma Bell at the time took me to see the time trials of the Indianapolis 500, opening weekend of Indy 500 time trials. And it was a rainy day, and we were walking through the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum, staying out of the rain and, spending some time while they were drying the track. And there was that guy. I saw him. And this person that looked so big to me and was a bully years ago, all of a sudden was kind of a short, squat, chubby guy. And he came up to me and it was like I should say something to him. And then it hit me that, if I did that to him, I would be doing the same thing that he did to me that I didn't like. So I avoided that, And I didn't know Dale Carnegie principles or anything at that time. I just avoided it. I really felt bad for him. I mean, I felt bad that, here I was at age, 27, almost 27, and here he was probably about the same age, and our lives had gone a different way. I had played sports in college and physically had matured, and he never really changed. So I didn't do that, you know. And like I said in my little Confucius saying today, you know, if you're going to seek revenge, dig two graves. One for the person you're seeking revenge against, and then one for yourself, because that's where you're both going to go. So when you have an opportunity to avoid an argument, no matter what it is, take that opportunity and avoid it. The benefit is you're going to live a happier life, and that individual is going to be able to be more apt to follow your direction in the future. Stay positive, folks. You know, what we're going through is tough. I don't watch the news. There's nothing redeeming there that can help me. It's negative, 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 negative. We're all in our own situation. Understand what's going on in the world as much as you can. Keep a positive mental attitude. Forge ahead. And do things that help other people too. And sometimes it's just a smile, like we talked about on April 5th. Sometimes it's just being a good listener, which we talked about on April 7th. So be a conduit of positivity to other people. Lift other people up, and enjoy your day. And we'll talk again tomorrow. Principle number 11 tomorrow, April 11th. Have a great one. Take care. Bye.